Carmelo Anthony's career in New York has been a disappointment. He hasn't made the playoffs since 2013, and he's at the point in his career where he just wants to win. He has all the personal accolades. He's a 10-time All-Star, he's been selected to 6 NBA All-Teams, he's won 3 gold medals, and he was the scoring champion in 2013. With the crazy offseason we've had this year, this might be the last bit that we see. Where do you guys see Carmelo Anthony going?
I see the best place being the Thunder. I think they can offer a better package than Houston ever could, too.
Well, the thing is, Melo said Houston's the only team that he would waive his no-trade clause for. So I think either he's staying in New York or he's going to Houston. There's no other team he would go to.
I get that, but at the end of the day, Carmelo Anthony can't call the shots on making the trades, and
he has to waive his no trade clause though.
Yeah, I know, but if he was if he was offered the proper situation, they were able to make the right points. Like if Dwayne Wade got bought out, for example, and said, okay, if Carmelo Anthony goes to the Thunder, I'd be willing to sign up on say a vet's minimum to come off the bench.
No, that's a good point. But on Carmelo Anthony, like with his trade request, he's actually made it really hard on the Knicks.
Exactly.
He's told him he only wants to go certain places. He keeps changing his mind. And with the Cavs, he just basically told him he doesn't want to go to the Cavs anymore, where they could have possibly had a decent trade there.
But the thing about the Cavs is it's not a good place for anyone to go right now. It's they spent too much money on so many free agents. Not even free agents. They spent so much money on so many players that they can't offer anyone a great deal anymore. So I think Cleveland's out of the question for Melo. I think it's out of the question for D Wade, anyone in general, and I don't think anyone's gonna go to Cleveland. So.
Yeah, no, unless they're gonna like do something crazy like say mix Kevin Love's contract with that first overall pick from Brooklyn, then maybe you're able to get another big name to attract another free agent. But other than that, I don't really see anything going down big for Cleveland. Their reign's probably done after this year in the East.
Yeah, I don't see Carmelo going there, but let's get back to that point on either OKC or Houston. I think OKC is a pretty good destination for him.
Yeah, I see it as like Paul George has admitted that, he would rather play off the ball than be the primary ball handler all the time. So you kind of have that hierarchy of Russell Westbrook dominates the ball with Paul George kind of as the second tier guy. And you have Melo, who's also an above 40% three-point shooter on spot-up threes right there. He just fits in perfect, getting open threes like more so than he ever has in his career.
But I don't think anyone wants to play with Russell Westbrook. I don't see any free agents signing there because they want to play with Russell Westbrook. I don't think Russell Westbrook is a player you want to play with.
Man, we saw the season he had last year. He actually had no one on his team.
Yeah, but not even that. He didn't. I know he was the MVP, but I don't see how he makes his teammates better.
I think if Carmelo Anthony decides to take a back seat, OKC would be a really good fit for him.
And another thing, the Thunder didn't have the right players last year for Westbrook to allow, they didn't have the shooters to allow Westbrook to make them better. His ability to attack the basket, there's no man one-on-one that can stop him. And realistically, with Melo and Paul George on the perimeter, you got Roberson and Adams to make up for Adams' defense. You just, Westbrook has so many open lanes, and it's going to be threes for days.
Yeah, so comparing Melo to the 2003 draft, he's out of players like LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Leandro Barbosa, David West, and even Darko Milicic. He's the only one out of those players who hasn't won a championship. Darko Milicic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
especially with guys like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, he's close friends with. They all have those championships.
Yeah.
And he, like I said before, he has all those personal accolades. The one thing he hasn't felt in his career is an NBA championship. So let's see the possibility, how would this pan out? Let's say OKC, how would they do this trade? How would they be able to get him?
Okay, so basically, you have to make the salaries match up, number one, as long as you have Carmelo Anthony down. Enes Kanter has a big, fat $17 million salary. Yeah. And you mix that in with Alex Abrina's $5 million and Doug McDermott, I think it's $3 or $4 million a year. That really makes up the offensive production the Knicks lose there. Plus Enes Kanter as a big man who struggles on defense but is a strong offensive rebounder and scorer who can also stretch the floor. That fits out nice with KP. If the Knicks try and hold out, Thunder could easily offer them the first pick. That's going to be what? If they get Melo 25 to 30, what do they need that for?
Maybe, yeah. And the thing is, they get this. Let's say this trade is done. They line Melo with the scenario we just pointed out. Melo can possibly attract Dwayne Wade to OKC. If the Dwayne Wade gets bought out, he's going to OKC. That OKC would be a real force.
Yeah, too many people are trying to pile on that the banana boat, they're all going to play together. It's like, no. But if you get one or two of them, like you get two of them together on one team, that's a lot of veteran leadership, high basketball IQ. You got guys who can all carry a team. And so, yeah, I completely agree with you. Dwayne Wade would really fit in, especially with Andre Roberson starting.
Yeah, and with that, Dwayne Wade and Carmelo kind of taking a back seat to Paul George and Westbrook there, and with the length of that OKC team, they'd give the Warriors a run.
Oh yeah.
Probably 1 year though. A lot of those guys, like two of those guys, again, on the decline.
Don't forget Adams on the defensive side. He's long and athletic too.
Yeah, like I look at it as like Andre Roberson, Steven Adams are your prime defensive guys. Paul George has like lockdown ability, and Westbrook can lock down when he focuses and he's not trying to pad his points, because we know he does that. It's what players do. But all together that gives Melo a lineup around him where his deficiencies are completely covered up. He's going to be able to take the easiest matchup on a nightly basis.
Yeah, and they'll need to hide him on the defensive end.
And that's another reason why I see him having interest in that. Because in Houston, he's going to have to guard whoever is playing his position. Like if they play the Pelicans, he's going to have to guard Anthony Davis. But if he's on the Thunder, Paul George at least has some experience playing for, and he's still a quality defender. You can move it like that because they don't have any wings anyway, so Melo would have it easy.
Yeah.
I just see it matchup-wise, it'd be way better and help him increase the length of his career.
Yeah, getting Melo and Wade for OKC would be huge. With that said, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you like it,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and maybe share with your friends.